Hi, I'm Tati, and these are the books I read in February. So I did read a few books in February, and I'm going to blame the fact that it's a short month for the reason I don't have more books to talk about. First up, I read Runaways Volumes 1 and 2 by Rainbow Rowell and Chris Anka. These are collections of comics starring Marvel's Runaways, who are a group of teenagers that find out their parents are evil supervillains and run away. I've finally gotten to the new comics, and I found it bittersweet for reasons I can't really get into because of spoilers. This is pretty far into the series. However, I will say that I appreciate that the characters feel the same as they do in the older comics, not accounting for character development, which of course does happen, and that the storyline is believable from where the original comics left off. Also, looking at these comics on their own, the plot is definitely engaging, and the art in these comics is some of my favorite of the series so far. I gave the first volume 4 out of 5 stars, and the second volume 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Otherearth by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. This is the sequel to Otherworld, which is about a virtual reality game that turns out to be a whole lot more. And I know that that's really vague. However, I do think that this is a series that it's better to go into knowing as little as possible. So I am not going to go into any specifics. However, I will say that I did enjoy it. It kept me engaged and on my toes at all times. And I'm definitely excited to pick up the next book in the series. However, I did find Otherearth to be violent in certain scenes. And I understand the point of these scenes in the context of the story and showing how the violence in the game affects people, but I did find it excessive at points. Anyway, that's why I ended up on a 3 out of 5 star rating for this book instead of the 4 out of 5 stars that I gave the first one. And finally, I read The Cave of Time by Edward Packard. This is a choose-your-own-adventure story where you make decisions to change how the storyline goes. I actually did a little series of videos where I played through this book a couple of times, so I will leave a link to that in the description. I was a little worried that I wasn't going to like it because it is meant for a younger audience and it is on the older side. However, I ended up having a lot of fun, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. And that was everything I read in February. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Let me know your favorite reads from February in the comments, or what you thought of any of the books I talked about. I have a new video up on this channel every Friday, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is and I know that that's, I just want to make all the weird noises today. I don't have any of the books I talked about. That is becoming a regular thing.